First question, what issues inspired you to run and how will you tackle them?
Well, to be honest, I just felt like we needed to get back to the basics. I felt like my military career, 13 years in the United States Navy, another 25 years at the Pantex plant, 15 of that being a senior leader. I felt like that, along coupled with the 18 years of coaching, that gave me the ability to bring something to the table to the AISD board that could be lacking in some areas. I'm used to large organizations and leading in those organizations, and I just felt like if I stepped up and became an asset to the board, I may be able to help the board in some areas that they may be lacking in, and so.
Okay. What do you think is the greatest challenge facing the district?
I think one of the greatest challenges is the fact that we have close to 70% of the children that make up AISD are underprivileged or special needs. And I feel like also the teachers need to have someone out there that actually is going to actually have their back, that's going to believe in them and allow them to actually carry out the goals and the visions that have been set before them by the board. I believe that the board actually governs, and therefore the faculty, the teachers, the superintendents, they carry out that vision and they execute that vision rather than the board, which actually governs. And so I just felt like that's something, the biggest need is to make sure that the teachers, as well as the children, the students, actually have someone there that's actually going to have their best interest at heart.
Okay. And the last question, in the year since Parkland, there's been a school shooting on average every 12 days. What security concerns do you have in Amarillo, and what's your position on arming school employees?
So that's a question that's something that I would feel like, first of all, I'd like to say this. AISD has really great schools. And I think also we have really good security. We have the police officers that are on the sites that actually patrol the sites at each school, each high school anyway. And I'm not equipped enough to know exactly how vulnerable we are in that particular situation. But I feel like with the experience I have, we're very security, we're very well equipped in security out at the Pantex plant. And I think with my experience at the Pantex plant, I would be able to bring, once I got into the board, if I was voted into the board, I would be able to figure out, be able to have an insight of actually what those issues are, where the vulnerabilities are, and then I would be able to make some changes or give some ideas about how those changes should come about and what things we should shore up and how we could go about that business.
Okay. And the last part of that question? Arming school employees?
Oh, I'm not a fan of that. I don't believe that that's the right thing to do. I feel strongly that the teachers should be in the school teaching and not worrying about, carrying weapons and, getting training on how to use the weapon, because I just feel like a lot of that is just going to take away from the actual students and the needs of the students. And I would just rather that be professionals, trained professionals doing that piece of it, and the teachers just be trained professionals teaching the classes.
Okay, there we go. Thank you very much.
Okay.